Hello and welcome to another Starmen Just Watched. I am your host, Devin. With me is Billy.
Woo! So come on, Devin. What we're talking about is a gold mine of heads. Heads are us. 9,000 heads. If I was a guy,
you can shut up now. So yeah, 8 heads in a duffel bag. Gotta say, can we just appreciate how creative this movie is?
Yes.
So simple plot, Billy.
All right. Joe Pesci plays a gangster house to deliver the heads of 8 gangsters to a mob boss, and ends up getting the bag switched with another guy, and
hilarity ensues. Yeah, that's basically the simple plot. Is we're dealing with literally 8 heads in a duffel bag. So, I do love Joe Pesci as like any kind of criminal role. Right? He does very well.
Like, I know he gets typecasted, but he does it so good.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is he's so good at it? Why wouldn't you pick him for your kind of like? Not always the bad guy, but always the anti guy.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really root for him. At the same time, you're like, I kind of hope he makes it out of this.
Yeah.
Especially in this one, because I was like, I know he's being an asshole.
Yeah.
We just cleared the 1 minute mark, I can swear.
Good.
But, he's also just like, not the worst guy in the room.
No.
There's 2 other mobsters. I don't catch their names, but yeah, they're the ones who actually kill.
Yeah.
And he's kind of cleanup.
Benny and Rico, I believe.
Yeah. So, with that, and then Charlie is our med student.
Yeah.
His story is that he's just trying to impress his girlfriend's parents.
Who he thought they invited him, but
apparently there was supposed to just be a family get-together, and he kind of didn't self-invite, but she didn't have the guts to tell him no, which is already a red flag.
Yeah.
And the dad does not like him because he seems to be kind of a non-ambitious.
Yeah, like he's like been like he's like he was seeing he's like, well, you haven't improved the law, please.
Yeah. So
you can't decide on.
Yeah, you can't decide on a path.
Yeah.
Which his dad's like, well, when I was your age, I had like everything already set. I was a go-getter, charmer, and
yeah.
Also, I love that guy who plays the dad. If you swapped him with Vince McMahon,
Which is like
couldn't really tell the difference other than the voice.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the acting would have been probably maybe better. I would have at least been more entertained.
Like with Vince, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we can go through the plot of the movie just a bit, but it's basically your typical dark comedy.
Yeah.
I know it's registered as a black comedy, but
Yeah.
I call it dark comedy either way.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Because like when Tommy goes tries to find the fraternity.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's like oh my. Who plays Eddie?
Ernie.
Or Ernie? Yeah.
David Spade.
David Spade. Yeah. I love him because I love his acting.
Yeah.
Because he's always got that I don't care.
And always snarky comments.
And
right?
always snarky comments. Like, hey, if I was in a situation where I needed heads, and someone told me there was a head emporium.
Yeah, basically just tells you that their university has like a lot of just like cryonics.
Yeah, and he's like, what does that mean to me? And he's like, well, that means a bunch of frozen heads. And you sound like a guy who's desperate for heads. I mean, if you go around killing people on the campus, you're going to raise a lot of...
Yeah. It's like... Because he was looking at like, what the professors to kill.
Yeah. And then Steve was the other friend, who basically has a mental breakdown. And it was great.
Yo, yeah. Because stuff makes him cut off the heads and...
Yeah. Then tells him, it's like, yeah, I don't need that one. You could have told me before I cut it out.
I spent time with this.
Yeah.
This is my baby. Like, oh, now he's lost it.
Yeah, now he's losing it. And we'll go through the family, because there's Charlie's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Who was, I guess, a wild character in her youth and is now trying to settle down.
Yeah, she drove like cars and all that. So, like,
yeah.
She was a race car driver.
Yep. And now her dad kind of wants her to settle down.
Yeah.
And she's more leaning towards, yeah, maybe you're right. Mm-hmm. Then there's the mom, who is a recovering alcoholic.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is quite the character to watch when you watch through this.
Yep, because she's the first one to find about the heads.
Yeah, the duffel bag full of heads. And thinks that Charlie is a mass murderer. And tries to grab a saber, which is just a decoration. By the way, we're in Mexico. I should really put the setting.
Yes!
So we're in lawless Mexico, apparently.
Yeah, because...
So anything goes. But the staff take the saber away from her, and then she's trying to, like, hide in the restaurant from them. The family invites her over, and she's, like, the most scared of Charlie.
Yeah.
And finally just snaps and attacks in the restaurant. They restrain her, the doctor comes in, gives her a major sedative. Which she almost wakes up from.
Yeah,
that was scary.
Yeah, they just conks back out.
And then conks back out.
Then you get, when they discover like all the heads, they'll. He's like, I'll get rid of them.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about when you discover that you have a duffel bag full of 8 heads. What's your first move, Billy?
I don't like to let anyone else out of.
Yeah.
Like,
so also you're in Mexico, where it's not going to be as easy just to go to the police and say, "Hey, there's this bag of 8 heads. I don't know."
Somehow get rid of them.
Yeah, you got to somehow get rid of them. I would suggest not a professional gangster, mind you, or any of the sort, but in my humble suggestion, maybe not the hotel dumpster as the first place you drop the dead heads on.
No, because the hotel employee, Paco, I believe.
Yeah.
He asked him what type of garbage it is. He's like, "Oh, come on, we recycle here."
Yeah. And obviously the dumpster is also locked, so you can't just easily put it in. Also, someone's gonna find it, and then the first place they're gonna look is in the hotel.
Oh, yeah.
Where you are.
Yeah, I'm not questioning it.
Yeah. So, not a smart move. So, what's the next move, Billy? Why don't we just go to the desert and bury them?
Yep. And...
Not a bad plan, but there's a roaming gang of bandits.
Yeah, baby. It's like, they take the car.
Yep, and the heads.
Yeah. Just a couple heads.
Just a couple heads, yeah, sorry. So we're after each incident, we slowly lose heads.
Yeah.
I think we got down to 4.
Yeah, because one got put in the laundry.
Yeah, one, the maid service came in and actually put in the laundry. Thank God the maid was blind.
Yeah, right? Like...
And then we lost 2 in the desert. And then 1 to a coyote.
Yeah, and 2 when the father was arrested.
Oh yeah, when the father was arrested because they were in his carry-on because Charlie's an idiot. Easiest way to put that.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, while Charlie has to tell Tommy that, hey, I'm losing heads, Tommy has to replace heads.
Yep.
Otherwise, Tommy's head is going to go on a chopping block. And then, so that's most of the cast, and then we meet the mother of the father.
Oh, gosh.
And I kind of like her.
Yeah, nice little foul mouth on her.
Yeah, she's got a foul mouth, and then, like, she finds out that her son was torturing and confessed to having the heads, and she's like, what a...
It's like, well, fall all the way down the gullet.
Yeah.
Electricity on his dilly whacker.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I was like, Grandma's seen some stuff. And just, I love, as soon as I knew it was going to happen, it was Joe Pesci and her in the car, I was like, there's going to be a back and forth.
Yep.
Because neither one of them would connect.
Oh, and he's like, that's it.
And just pushes her in the car
Like,
over a cliff.
And the mother.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, I can't believe it. I thought the old Batwatch would never die.
Yeah. It's like, as much as like the mom's like loose cannon, she's also kind of fun.
Oh yeah, no.
It gets to a point in the movie I like that where everyone just seems to be, alright, this is now our situation. No one's freaking out as much as they should be.
Yeah, they're like, okay, this is it, we'll figure something out, but don't freak out.
Yeah. A lot of these other movies, they would play up the freak out more and more, and you just get obnoxious.
Oh yeah, no.
There's a point where it's like, everyone's like, yeah. The only one that, like, Steve was the only one that kept going with the madness of it.
Yeah, evolved.
Which is good, because it shows a breaking
point.
Yeah. Someone mentally breaking down over this, which would happen.
Yeah, like, you have to do this, was like, him and Ernie were also so tortured.
Yeah. Which, I don't know what kind of torture Pesci was doing. Yeah. But it wasn't that bad.
No.
He whipped them with a towel.
No. Hung them upside down. And some of the stethoscopes, just like...
Oh yeah, you put the stethoscopes in their ears and bang them together so it like ring in their ears.
Which...
that would suck.
Yeah.
At the same time, I was like, you know, he could be doing so much worse. I mean, we haven't gotten into the water torture yet, but I mean, give him a moment. So, things we like about the movie.
Oh, man. Just, like, the dark humor, like, it's...
Yeah. Again, as I said from the start, this is a very creative movie.
Yeah, because,
you will never see a movie like this ever again.
No, because, like I said, my favorite scene, can you guess?
No, go ahead.
The singing heads.
Oh, yes! I was going to leave that for a little bit,
okay,
but we will talk about it. We'll circle back on that.
Okay.
Put a pin on this.
Okay, my second favorite scene.
Yeah?
When the, when Mom sees the head in the back of the car.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, it looks like a guy I did in high school. Hugo Porcho.
Yeah.
And just Ernie and Tommy just fine, right?
Yeah, there's a bit more story to that than what Billy's explaining. Hugo... Yeah, what was the story behind Hugo? Do you remember?
She just says that the head looked like a guy she dated in high school.
Yeah.
So
I feel like there's more to that joke than what was just said. Because otherwise they wouldn't have high-fived like that.
Yeah. No, because I think it's just... They like, no way it's actually the actual person.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Oh, maybe that's it. Because it is not actually Hugo, but they're trying to find a lookalike for Hugo.
Yeah.
So maybe that was it.
Yeah, it was
So, anyways, didn't quite click. You kind of, if you got it, you got it. But yeah. So I was mentioning that, like, you'll never see something like this ever again.
Oh no,
because it is off the walls. I don't know. I want to know the person who thought of the idea of this movie.
I know.
Because there's some creativity there, and maybe someone who needs some help.
Yeah. No, because, like, who would have come up with a movie about, like, this?
Yeah.
Involving heads and...
Yeah, like, what's this movie called? 8 Heads and Duffle. Like, what's it about? What it says.
8 Heads and Duffle. Okay.
Okay. You got me. What's the plot?
He's like, wow.
Yeah. Holy crap! This goes all over the place. But yet, it's entertaining.
Yeah.
So yes, let's talk about the head singing scene. So, during the movie, Joe finally gets the heads back and he goes to a motel because the two actual hitmen are on his tail. And he just holds up there and he takes the heads out and just goes over his collection of heads and falls asleep. During this time, he has a horrible nightmare where the head starts singing a new rendition of Mr. Sandman.
Mr. Hitman.
Yeah. As the dismembered bodies crash through the walls and attack Joe.
I mean...
Now, why was this scene important? Who knows?
Who knows? But we expected the scene?
No, we weren't. Like, this got, like, ramped up to an 11 right there. On crazy and scary. Alright, things we didn't like about the movie. For a comedy like this, it is still cookie cutter plot.
Yeah.
Like, if you really boil down the plot, it's your typical, oh, something weird happened and now we gotta deal with the weird thing.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
like the setup was every other setup for this kind of movie.
Oh, yeah. Like
we're at an airport and our luggage got
swapped. Yeah.
And oh no.
Something's...
Except for this time the stakes are really high. And the awkwardness is really high.
Yeah.
That's where the movie takes off in its own direction. But the setup, I was like, there's no other way to really get this setup to work, is the thing.
Yeah, like you'd have to, deal with baggage drop. There's no other
way, how else would you get the bags to switch?
Yeah.
So, I can't hate it for that point, but it does, if you're coming in there and you're, like, watching the first couple minutes of this movie, you're gonna feel like every other dark comedy of this genre. Anything you didn't care for?
Yeah, I'm trying.
The other thing was kind of the back and forth. Like, we kept switching between Joe and Charlie quite a bit.
Yeah, like I said, I will agree with that.
Yeah. We didn't seem to stay on one guy for that long.
No, like I said, I'd rather, maybe so long on him, switch it
over
back
to Charlie and then back to Tommy and then, hold on Tommy for a bit.
Yeah.
And because we see a lot of Charlie and what Charlie has to deal with, but we kind of don't see enough of Tommy.
No, and
you kind of do want to see where all that goes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, plus, you didn't mention what we watched it on.
Oh, yes. So we had to use an ancient technology called a VHS.
Yeah.
And a VHS player. That's how old this movie is, gentlemen. So, good working that working. I'm surprised you still... You and me are the only ones who still have functioning VHS players.
Yeah, because I literally just bought another movie off of you.
Yeah.
So.
And final thoughts before we wrap up.
Yeah. No, like I said, it's a good dark comedy. And like I said, and this is my original copy that I had after Christmas in the 90s.
Yeah.
Which makes you think.
Yeah, that's almost over 30 years old.
I think this movie came in 97, I think?
Yeah.
So, and I also think it's this was a Christmas gift?
Yeah. I mean, it's a fun movie. I can't recommend it to kids, maybe, but...
but not, you weren't typical kids.
Yeah, we weren't. I've seen this movie when I was a kid, too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I think my brother rented it, and we just laughed our butts off at it.
Oh, yeah.
But overall, still fun, creative movie. Again, you probably won't see something like this ever made again, so I do recommend checking it out for that reason. But with that, though, we'll call the episode here.
Oh, man, boy, this is chopping off heads. Sure take it out of you.
Yeah. I mean, I saw where that joke was headed. Don't have to bite my head off on that joke. Alright, have a good one, everyone.